Hi everybody, welcome back to the International Hobo. No, I haven't left yet. I'm still here. Yes, I'm in Canada. Well, a little more specific, I'm in Brampton, Ontario. And even more specific is Professor's Lake. Yes, that Professor's Lake. Okay, yeah, no, there's not a lot about Professor's Lake. Except it's a lake, as you can see, in the middle of a, suburban area. What makes the Professor's Lake so special? Well, this is where I grew up. So I figured, what better place to kind of, introduce why I'm here, why I'm going away, why I'm taking the trip that I am. Well, a lot of things sort of come into play. I've always wanted to see the world. There's more out there than what we experience in our little bubble of our own life. Some people do this when they're younger, they're just out of high school or just out of university or college. They want to explore the world. They want to, find themselves. I found myself. I know where I am, kind of right here at the moment. But more than that, there's so many more cultures out there, so many more experiences to be had. And I sort of didn't like the idea of waiting until I'm 65 to maybe, if I'm lucky, be healthy enough or have enough money or time or energy to actually be able to go and do all the things I want to do and see all the places I want to see. So this is one of the main reasons I'm doing this. Some people have asked me, well, what are you running away from? Well, not much. Don't really have anything holding me here. That's one of the things that kind of works out in my favor of doing this. I'm not married. I was married. Wasn't the best experiences, but was married. I don't have any of my own kids. I have a lot of nieces and nephews that I love dearly, and I'm going to miss them like they wouldn't believe. But there's nothing really keeping me, planted here that I'm responsible for anymore. I grew up in this area, Brampton, Professor's Lake in particular, and I had a lot of good experiences, some great experiences, some downright nasty experiences. But it was my childhood, and that's what it was. And I spent most of my life doing things for everybody else, whether it was my family, my friends, my loved ones, people I was in a relationship with. I was always that person to go to when something was needed, whether that meant to just help out on a weekend to move, whether that meant to look after a loved one and take care of them. It took a lot out of me, and it took a lot of time for me to understand that there's more to this world than just me helping everybody else live their life or have a satisfactory life. So for me, I've spent a lot of time trying to actually understand my place without everybody else's needs guiding me. So that's one of the big things I'm doing this for. I've had people joke, well, what are you running away from? Mob. You owe money to people? No, that's not one of them. Mind you, I do have an ex who was a big joke with us where her father was a competitive sharpshooter and owned a pig farm. So, if something did, happen, chop me up in 6 equal pieces and feed me to the pigs, and I'd kind of be taken care of. Well, that's not a fear anymore, so, that's not it. I don't owe money to anybody, and the mob doesn't care who I am. So this is really about me. What else can I say about this? I've been here on this planet for 42 years. I've seen the good parts of this planet, good parts of my life, bad parts of my life, what the human spirit can endure, and how it can flourish. And I've been kind of privileged in the fact that I grew up in a middle-class family. Now, we didn't have money really for a lot of wants. My parents worked really hard, worked 2 jobs to give us what we needed. And they kind of taught me a lot of things, and I respect that. In this world, we respect what we can earn for ourselves, not what's given to us. And nothing in this world that I've ever had was ever given to me. I've worked hard for it. I've suffered for it. I've made good choices, and I've made bad. And that kind of brings me to here. That kind of brings me to the point where I had some bad things happen. I turned them around to where I was able to do what I never expected I'd be able to do, which was buy a house, buy a condo, buy another house. And then the last house I had, on top of that, got to burn down, and kind of made me really realize that I've started my life over from absolutely nothing multiple times. I've lived on the streets. I've lived in my car. I've lived in a park. I've lived in a good house. I've lived in a bad house. I've lived in good neighborhoods, and I've lived in shitty neighborhoods. But it's not where you live. It's not what you live. It's sort of how you define your life, how you choose to live your life, and what you can make of it on your own. Through all of this, like I said, I kind of built myself to the point where I had everything I thought I'm supposed to have. I grew up in a traditional European family. My mother was Italian, my father was Spanish. Lots of aunts and uncles, lots of cousins, lots of second cousins, none of which I speak to. And that's a lot by my choice, because I kind of took me a long time to realize blood is blood, but it doesn't define who your family is. I've learned that you can choose who your family is, and those who are close to me, those who mean the most to me in my life, and who define me now, are those people I've chosen to be my family, and have chosen me to be part of their family. And I will always love them dearly, and I'll always do anything and everything they will ever need at the end of time, whenever they need it. And so that kind of helped push me to make this decision, to decide that there's no time like the present. Why am I doing this now? Why did I give up a good job? Well, I've kind of built my career from nothing. I took what I learned from others. I've learned through the help of some very good managers and some very poor managers to show me what I can and can't do. And for someone who doesn't have as much education as a lot of people, I've gone pretty far, and I've done pretty well for myself, and I could have probably kept on going where I was. But at the same time, we're not guaranteed what we have tomorrow. I'm very well aware that I could drop dead today, tomorrow, the next day, or not for another 50 years. I don't know. None of us do. I've watched my father go from a healthy, very active, very strong man to being paralyzed from the neck down and not being able to move. And this pretty much destroyed him. He was what everyone would describe as the epitome of a nice guy who would help anybody at the drop of a dime, without question, without a reason. He would just be there for you. To not being able to even brush his teeth, to feed himself, to have the basic dignity that he could rely on his own body for anything. To 8 months later, watching my mother die out of nowhere. So what that kind of reinforced to me was, don't put off what you can't. If you want something in life, go for it, reach for it, work for it. Do whatever it takes to get you what you want and what you really need in life. And for me, that is going to see the world right now. That is me saying, I am going to live my life to the fullest. I'm going to see what I've never seen before. I'm going to experience what I've never experienced before. I've been asked, aren't I scared? A little bit terrified, but exhilarated at the same time. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what I'm going to find. Don't know what I'm going to see, who I'm going to meet, if I'm going to meet people, how I'm going to meet people, what I'm going to do, what I'm not going to do. That's part of the fun, is I've never shied away from anything. If I'm scared of it, I will actively seek it out and do it. So I've kind of built a reputation around my friends that I'm a little bit of a know-it-all, or I've done it all. And that's simply because I've had a lot of things to fear in my life. So I've been determined in my life never to let it stop me. So this is one of those things that can completely terrify me in 1 minute, completely exhilarate me in the next minute, and completely leave me baffled 30 seconds later. So that's one of the things that I'm kind of enjoying about this so far. Researching what's out there, trying to plan for every contingency, and trying to determine what really is a contingency that I need to plan for, or just let it go and take it as it comes. And that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. So this is the video of why. There's going to be more videos to come. Now, if this is the first time you're coming to my channel, down below, there's the little subscribe button. Click on it. Subscribe to my channel. What that's going to do is that's going to remind you or let you know when I upload a new video, or when I put in more pictures, or I just update it in any way. So the more people who see this, the more people who subscribe to it, the more recognition it's going to be, where it'll pop up on searches and make it easier for you if you forget and don't click subscribe. You can just search for the International Hobo and you'll find it easier. More videos are going to come. I'm going to be posting some more videos and some more stories and some pictures of some of my other travels. But so far, still here, Brampton, Ontario, Professor's Lake. And thank you for coming to my channel and enjoying my videos and seeing what the world will have to offer. And I'm going to kind of leave you with a shot of what Professor's Lake really looks like. That's it for now. Have a great one, everybody.